Hey everyone, Jason Shepard here of MzeroA.com, and if you saw my live stream last week on the topic of the secret to perfect landings, well then you heard the tip of slow flight down the runway. It's one of my best landing tips, and I'm going to showcase that to you here now. I'm on the left downwind for runway 23 at the Williston Airport, and I'm going to treat this just as I would a normal landing, a perfect landing. After all, stars with a perfect pattern. So I'm applying a pattern normally, a beam my touchdown point, carburetor heat, power back. Power back, when I say that, roughly 1,700 RPMs in this airplane. 10 degrees of flaps, I always do it in that order. It's very procedural for me. You know, if I just added 10 degrees of flaps in while the power was still at cruise, where would the nose go? It would want to come up. I want to make sure I get this airplane started down, confirm that on my vertical speed, and that is confirmed. Got a nice descent, about 400 feet per minute coming down. Slower my airspeed on down. I was 90 on downwind, 80 on base, 70 on final. That's what works for this airplane. And you need to find out what works for your airplane as well here. Slow flight down the runway is going to teach you how to control the airplane at its minimum controllable airspeed, but with some perspective. Williston traffic, Skyhawk 23 Mike Zulu's turn left base 23, be a low approach at Williston. On the radio too, I announced I'm doing a low approach. If it was a towered field, you'd want to ask them for the option or just plainly explain to them, hey, I'm going to just do a low approach a few feet off the runway, nice and slow here, if that's okay. They're going to just clear you for the option. That's what it is. There's no real like ATC terminology for that. I just say low approach. As I'm coming in here. Again, on base, like a nice normal landing, slowing the airplane down, adding some flaps in here, 20 degrees of flaps, watching final to make sure final's clear, treating it as though it were a nice normal landing. Then when we get into the slow flight, as we enter into ground effect, we're going to have to give it a little power. And then you'll notice you'll have to give it a little more power, and then a little more power from there. At Williston traffic, Skyhawk 23 Mike Zulu's turn and final, runway 23, low approach, Williston traffic. All right, and we're coming on through. I'm going to add some power. And what I really want to do is I want to practice holding these wheels just inches off the runway without touching. We don't want to kiss the runway, right? We're just going to try to hold it there. And I'm learning how to control the airplane. I want you, when you practice this, to realize how much rudder input you need. How sloppy the ailerons get because there's just not a lot of air flowing over them right now. They're not doing a whole lot. If you did this at cruise flight, we'd be all over the place, right? So I'm a normal landing. I'm normally 70 on final. I'm 72 right now. Everything is looking great. Pitching for airspeed, powering for altitude, just as I would for a nice, normal landing. Everything's looking fantastic here. All right, I'm looking kind of ahead of my point here. I've got everything set up. And we're just bringing it on in. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go on final, go to 30 degrees of flaps. And we're going to come on in, make sure I maintain center line awfully nicely. Coming over this lake here at the Williston Airport on 2-3, I get a little bit of sink, so I'm preparing for that. Pappy lights show that I'm all good here. And we're coming on in. Now, normal landing's what I'm making it look like, right? Normal landing here. Power's back to idle, gliding on in. Now, when I get into ground effect, I instead want to give it some power. I just gave it some power. I'm holding it here, and I'm giving some power. Don't sink. Don't kiss that runway. Holding it here, holding it here, holding it here. Little bit of power. Don't touch down. Don't touch down. Give it some power there. Almost touchdown. Hold. Look how sloppy these ailerons are, right? Not doing anything. Ooh, don't touch down. Don't touch down. Give them some power. There we go. Holding it here, bouncing, looking down. Taking my eyes down that runway, just holding it right here. Practicing. Just inches off. This is going to help you with your control. I'm dancing on the rudders more than I'm doing anything else. My hands are relatively steady, other than I want to show you how ineffective these ailerons are, right? I can take it down about halfway through the runway, and I can go ahead and discontinue. Remember, and I have all those flaps in, so I go full power, and now it's just like a go-around procedure. Full power, flaps usually go right to 20. Fly it on out here through 70, flaps to 10. Positive rate of climb or 0. Flaps up and out, just like a nice normal go-around procedure. Slow flight down the runway. It's one of my best tips to help you nail your landings next time. You're learning control. You're learning how to just dance that airplane just inches off of the runway. From there, everything becomes a little bit easier. You're learning control. Master slow flight aloft first, please. And then come down here to the runway and find a nice long runway and practice slow flight down the runway. Hey, if you like the last live stream, I'm doing another one November 1st. November 1st, I'm doing an accident analysis of United Flight 173. This is a seminar I traveled literally all around the world doing. And now I'm going to do it live for you all. We're able to see it on Facebook and on YouTube, so you can check all of that out. It's November 1st. Links below to that. And also, if you didn't win the Bose headset last month, I'm giving away another Bose headset this month. You get signed up, MzeroA.com/Bose, and I'm going to announce the winner at the end of that November 1st seminar. So put November 1st on your calendar. Be there. We're going to learn a little bit, we're going to laugh a little bit, and we're going to give away a Bose headset at the end. So listen, enjoy the rest of your day, and most importantly, remember, a good pilot is always learn. Have a great day, guys. We'll see ya.
I sincerely hope you loved watching this video. These videos you see online are simply just the tip of the iceberg of what we do here at MzeroA.com. MzeroA is a complete private, instrument, commercial, and FOI online ground school. Everything is done at your own pace online. You watch our lessons, also online, take practice exams, all from any device. If you love these free videos we put out here on YouTube and Facebook, I encourage you to check out our complete online ground school for the knowledge test, check ride, and most importantly, setting you up to make you that safe, real-world pilot. Take a 2-week free trial, no strings attached, of our online ground school by visiting MzeroA.com/trial.